Hello and welcome to Ben's Addiction. Today we are going to work on another issue with M272 engine, one of the other oil leaks. In the previous video, we worked on the oil leaks at the front of the engine, which was the oil filter housing and oil cooler gasket, as well as the hydraulic pump reservoir seal. So it's now all good and nothing is leaking now. And as you can see, the engine looks very clean at the front. But there is one more area on these engines, M272 and M273 engine, that is prone to leak when they exceed 150,000 kilometers. And those are the oil separator and the camshaft caps. So today we are going to replace those because this engine leaks a lot from these four areas. So the first thing we need is, as usual, removing the air filter box. And then there's always one spring over here that you need to release. Okay, and these are located on the mostly on the right hand side bank of the engine. This is the oil separator and there is the bigger cap just beside it, as you can see over here. And there are two smaller caps on the left bank, of course. And here where the caps are on the other side. So the problem with this leak is it also makes the cabin, inside the cabin, smells like oil too. So if your oil separator or one of your cam caps are leaking, there's a good chance that you have burnt oil smell like inside the cabin. So what happens over here? As you can see, there is catalytic converter down there, and any drip of oil would go down and it will burn the M class. Of course, that we have lots of room over here and it's good for videoing, and I will be able probably to use even my electric ratchet, which is great, but on E class or C class, even CLK class, you might want to use a ratchet spanner. So 8mm ratchet spanner like this would work, but if you are working on ML class, M class, GL class, you will be luckier like me and you will have lots of spanner room over here. Okay, here is the oil separator out, and as you can see, the gasket is no longer good. It's completely flat and it's completely busted. So what you will see that milkshake stuff in there is because this engine has never had enough time to warm up. So that's a little evaporation mixed up with oil, which is not a big problem. So I'm going to separate this oil separator from that hose carefully, not to damage that hose. At the same time, while we're here, let's remove this cap as well because I suspect it's leaking as well. So all we need to do is having a skinny screwdriver and gradually working out around it, and there it comes. So on this side, on the left hand side of the bank, it seems like I don't need to replace these caps because these are not leaking. But of course, if yours are leaking, it would be great to replace them. So now all we need to do is a little bit of degreaser on a piece of rag to clean up around the area which the new parts are going to sit. And then the rest, because of the amount of oil leaks, I'm going to wash this area completely so I can see the upcoming brand new oil leaks in the future, but I'm pretty sure that I won't have any oil leaks. This is just going to be purely to make sure the engine is clean. And if you are curious to see the difference between new and old, you will notice that the gasket around this one is completely gone. So, and the plastic, after some time, you can't just replace the gasket, because the plastic after time, it bends and it deforms. So a brand new one is the way to go. And the installation is not easier than the removal, of course. And it's only because it's not the best convenient location. And if you're even working on ML, the height is absolutely making the job more uncomfortable. It would be great if you can torque this down as well, I would say. Okay, the torque setting for these 4 bolts are only 6 Newton meter plus 90 degrees. So I'm pretty sure some of you guys, you won't be able to torque this down because you won't have enough room over here. You probably only will fit a small wrench or something like that. But if you can torque it, that's a plus. I think I will be able to do this. As you can see, this is 6, and I will go another half a turn. It's good if you can lubricate this cap before you put it in, so it will go in much easier, and it will probably seal the oil inside as well. Okay, half an hour later, and to be honest, the little one over here, this one, took much longer time than, let me show you what I mean. I had to really, use all the tools that I had to push that thing go in, because it's really tough to go in. So I used my heat gun, I used a little piece of wood on it, and I hammered it in finally. So that thing needs a bit of a rough action to go in, so don't be surprised. I just didn't want to make that job look and feel easy for you. It might take some time to go in, but I'm pretty sure the second and third one would be easier to go in. So next, I'm going to wash off all these crap on the other side of the engine, and you know what I mean. So, because it looks really, really bad over here. So, but one thing left is just putting that hose back, and to gain more access, I had to remove the booster hose. So I need to put that back in as well. Okay, last but not least, we want to put back this hose over here, and that's the easiest part. Went in straight, no problem. And here is the final product. I have cleaned up the engine on this side, and as you can see, it's shiny, and it's going to hopefully last a long time. There is no grease and dirt over here anymore. Okay guys, seems like I have eliminated both front and rear leak on this M272 engine. I highly recommend you to do the same thing. Watch my previous video on doing the oil cooler, oil filter housing, and hydraulic steering reservoir seal. Thanks so much for watching, liking, subscribing. Have a great day.
Let's go.